It is very comforting, and I think we talk about the relationships that we have in the organization, and this is a place where I want to be. This is a place where my family really would like to be, and we've enjoyed the last 4 years. And last year, we got a taste of something that we want to continue, and it seems like we have the right group in place, and it's an honor to be a part of it, and just so appreciative to obviously Stu Sternberg, our ownership group, Matt and Brian, and then also Erik along with Chaim for a willingness and to approach me, and then for us to get it worked out and have I think an exciting off season.
Do you feel added pressure now, given the fact that this team won 90 games this year? You're in a position to possibly build on that. Now you have a long-term deal. Is there some added pressure?
No, I really don't think there is. Honestly, our expectations never changed. And last year, in the off season, during spring training, we made some moves that were critiqued. And with those moves, the expectation internally never changed. We were fortunate that we knew we had a group of young players that were going to be joining us real soon, and they came on really strong. And the expectation is next year to go out and find a way to compete and win a couple more games to get in to where we're not talking today. We're talking about postseason baseball.
Hearing in your teleconference, you said it was difficult to at first kind of separate yourself from the players.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt the 90 wins was impressive, but the fact that you were able to not allow this locker room to go backwards when really they could have revolted during spring training, for lack of a better term. How impressed were you with the fact this clubhouse did stick together, and what were you able to do with that separation to keep it from going the other way?
I think it was a pretty collective effort, but as far as impressive with the clubhouse, you couldn't be more impressed. And I'm fortunate that I've been around a lot and been around a lot of winning teams. This team and this group has the make of a very solid winning group and can be winning for years to come. And they did handle some adversity really well. But I think the coaching staff, our front office, getting out in front of it and being honest with some of the thoughts and having some private conversations with some of our veterans, some of our young players, and giving them the understanding that we expected to win, and we did. We just didn't win enough.
There were certain things we really liked about Kevin when he came on board that were independent of how many games he won. The energy he brought, the authenticity, the way he led the clubhouse, the culture he created were all positives. And our guys came to play every day. They played hard. They wanted to play for him. And we've seen that well before this year. And when you look at this year specifically, what more could you want to see in a manager before you know that this is the guy you want to have with you and to partner with you for a really long time? So from the managing of expectations, in camp, the amount of the negative perception around the club, it would have been really easy for that to go sideways. The start we had would have been really easy for things to fracture and to break from within, and we didn't see that. We saw people that rallied behind him, players that rallied behind him, and that said a lot. And then certainly as we broke in 20-plus rookies through the course of the season, as we picked up momentum, as we frankly became a better team, I think as the season progressed, not only did he survive and mitigate some of the issues that we created for him up front, he thrived, and with that, that's something. Those attributes that he has are things that we think are stable and static, and they're things that in a way he's hardwired that way, and don't expect that to change. And the desire to improve and to get better and to continue to work together is something that we don't see changing anytime soon. And for all those reasons, felt let's go as long as he wants to go and we want to go, and let's keep this thing going.
Obviously, you guys had high hopes for him when you hired him here, but did he even surpass your expectations to this point with what he was able to do this year?
Like I said, I don't know how much more you could ask out of the leader of your club and kind of the most visible leader of your organization day to day to the community. And I think to expect anyone to navigate everything that we've tossed at him with the limited amount of experience he's had, under his belt, is something that, as high as we are on him, that what he went out and what he executed and what he accomplished exceeded, I think, what were lofty expectations to begin with.
You listed all the hardships. Was there any point at this season where you said to yourself, or maybe the front office, okay, it's time to look long-term at Kevin? What was it? I know it probably had something to do with the locker room and keeping that intact.
Yeah. Well, a few things. Kevin has full support from ownership, from Stu and Matt. He's had it throughout. This is something that I think, frankly, if we wanted to approach it when we were 1-8, the support would have been there to do it. It optically would have been questioned. It looks a little better now, and the 90 wins certainly help in that regard. But I think this is something that, the 1-8 start, the tough start we had to see, and everything that we threw at him early to see, like, wait a second, like, not only is he keeping the clubhouse level, is he keeping the focus and, pointing in the right direction, like, this group is rallying behind him. The people that spoke out about him and vouched for him at a time where they didn't have to, said a lot and was really telling about the way that this club feels about him and the staff feels about him. And it's really easy for that to go a different direction at that time. So I think that was something that we saw, to see him, lead his own staff by and large, and, a staff that he is, largely put together on his own, and to see how he responded to that, along with a tough start. These are all things that, made it clear to us well before, we went on the run we did in the second half, that this is someone we wanted here for a long time, but, out of respect to the season and everything else that's going on, you want to make sure those conversations happen at the appropriate time. But we've known for a while.